Good morning and welcome to That's My Farm. I'm Mikhalya, DeMott, your guest host, and I'm here in Bern, Kansas at the Nemaha Valley Cattle Company. I'm going to be talking to Neal and Marya Haverkamp about the history and future of their operation and the day-to-day tasks here as well. So stay tuned for this episode of That's My Farm.
Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com.
That's My Farm is brought to you in part by Tallgrass Commodities. Big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Good morning and welcome back to That's My Farm. I'm Mikhalya, DeMott, your guest host, and I am here in Bern, Kansas with Neal and Marya Haverkamp to talk a little bit about the history of Nemaha Valley Cattle Company. So first off, Neal, how did you get started in the Angus industry?
Well, I purchased 6 commercial heifers in 1986 when I was a freshman in high school. And then through reading and watching the industry, I decided I wanted to be in the registered Angus business. So in 1993, I bought 6 registered bred Angus heifers, and our herd has grown from there with purchases from other herds in Kansas, 4 other herds in Kansas, I believe. And our herd has steadily grown, and that's how we got here.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit of some of the things that this operation has gone through to get to where you are today.
Well, it was a steady expansion over the years until probably the early 2000s. We kind of got quite a bit bigger. At one time we had over 500 cows, and now we're sitting at about 300. We got to about over 500 cows and decided we wanted to have a herd of around 300 cows that fit our family good for the workforce we had, myself and my wife and our kids.
And Marya, tell me a little bit about your guys' history and your family now.
Well, we're both lifelong residents of Nemaha County. I grew up south of Seneca, and Neal, of course, is a Bern native. We met, I don't remember the year, 2001?
2001.
2001. And we were married in 2003. We both are graduates of K-State, Neal in Ag Economics, and my bachelor's Ag Ed, and my master's is in secondary ed. And we have a lot of common interests, and that led us to both wanting what's best for our business. We have 4 kids, ages 11, 10, 8, and 4. They keep us busy. They're very involved in the business.
Thank you. And we'll be back after these messages from our sponsors.
Watch Ag AM in Kansas online at agaminkansas.com. Of a farm. And for 25 years, SureCrop Liquid Crop Nutrition has helped growers produce abundant quality crops while preserving and improving the soils they steward. SureCrop offers complete soil and plant analysis with cropping recommendations, delivery direct to your on-farm storage, and quality crop nutrition custom blended for your field. Choose SureCrop for the assurance of excellence for your soil. Call today or visit their website for more information. Tarwater Farm and Home has been family owned and operated since its beginning in 1978. What you need for farm and agriculture, lawn and garden, clothing and footwear, and so much more. You'll be surprised at what you'll find in this huge store. They have what you need and lots of it. So come take a look. You'll discover that customer service is first and foremost. Always has been with the Tarwaters. Tarwater Farm and Home, 4107 North Topeka Boulevard.
The Kansas Wheat Innovation Center in Manhattan is rediscovering ways to get improved varieties and new genetics in the hands of farmers faster. Grower-led and checkoff-funded research initiatives are bringing about positive change. This grassroots leadership provides a strong voice in Topeka and Washington, D.C. Now is the time to partner with Kansas Wheat in moving wheat forward. Kansas Wheat Commission and Kansas Association of Wheat Growers. Farmers investing in their future and yours. Log on to rediscoverwheat.org.
Ag Promo Source is a unique group of marketing specialists with one mission: help your ag business grow. Each affiliate has their own area of expertise, and they work together to bring you advice, products, and services. To get started, visit agpromosource.com. Ag Promo Source. Together we grow.
Hi, I'm Tim.
This is my wife, Kat, my parents, Jerry and Linda, and my kids, Isaac and Lizzie. My parents traded their first careers to take over my mom's family farm shortly before I was born. When I graduated high school, my parents made me leave to see the world. I started on the corporate track, but soon wondered what farm life might really be like. Watch our story and the stories of other young Kansas food producers at kansaslivingmagazine.com/meetafarmer.
That's My Farm is brought to you in part by Tallgrass Commodities. Big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Welcome back to That's My Farm. I'm Mikhalya, your guest host, here with Neal and Marya Haverkamp. So Neal, tell me a little bit about the specifics of your herd here.
Well, growing up, we had a commercial cow herd with Angus cows and some other breeds. And learning what I learned from those commercial cows, I decided that Angus was the best breed, the best fit for us. They were the most efficient, the best mothers, the most trouble-free, and that's the reason I decided to go into the registered Angus business.
And tell me a little bit about what your herd looks like today.
Today we have about 320 cows with about 220 registered cows and the rest being commercial. And we have about 70 cows that calve in the fall with the rest calving in the spring. We AI as many cows as we can. We're incorporating embryo transfer into our herd to get as many calves as we can from our best cows.
So besides AI and embryo transfer, what are some other technologies you guys are utilizing here?
Over the years, we've used ultrasound to collect carcass data on our cattle. We've fed cattle out and collected individual data. And over the years, we've steadily grown the use of DNA collection to produce genomically enhanced EPDs for our cattle. The genetics that we select for, first of all, have to be functional females that can produce a calf on their own. But another thing we really strive to produce is cattle that hit the certified Angus beef mark, and bulls that will go out in our customers' herds and produce calves for them that will also do that, because we believe, what we produce, we have to help improve the demand throughout the whole industry. So if we're not producing something the consumer is going to keep coming back for, then there's not going to be a need for us to produce it in the future. So,
sure. And tell me a little bit of how you're involved in the industry on the other side of your operation.
Okay, currently I serve as vice president of the Kansas Angus Association, so I'll be moving up to president next year. Also on the local level, I am the chairman of the Nemaha County KLA committee. So,
thank you. And we'll be back after these messages from our sponsors.
The new Better Horses Network is worldwide. Presented by Lucas Oil. Featuring worldwide radio and TV with iconic hosts like Al Dunning, Sharon Camarillo, Ernie Rodina, Lindy Birch, and Craig Cameron. With American Cowboy, Horse and Rider, Brushy Creek, Cavenders, and Ride TV. Worldwide radio and TV. The all-new Better Horses Network.
Grain sorghum is one of the most important cereal crops worldwide, and Kansas leads the nation in its production. Over the years, sorghum has been either exported, used in animal feed domestically, or for other industrial uses. Recently, its use in the ethanol market has seen tremendous growth, with 30% of domestic sorghum typically going to ethanol production. Kansas Grain Sorghum is committed to sorghum research, market development, and education. Learn more at ksgrainsorghum.org.
That's My Farm is brought to you in part by Tallgrass Commodities. Big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Good morning and welcome back to That's My Farm. I'm Mikhalya, DeMott, your guest host. So Neal, tell me a little bit about how your crops play into your cattle operation.
we don't have a lot of row crop land. We have about 130 acres, and we use all of it to produce feed for our cows. So our sole income comes from our cow herd. But we use rotational grazing between the pasture and the crop ground cover crops when we aren't raising silage on them. So we plant rye and radishes in the off season so the cows can graze that when the pastures go down. And on our pastures, we've really begun to build more fences to separate them into paddocks so we can implement rotational grazing more.
And day to day, what do your guys' daily tasks look like here?
It varies a lot from day to day with the seasons, but mine usually begins with getting chores done, and then we move on to whatever project we have, whether it's moving cows or vaccinating calves or AIing or setting up some recips to put in embryos.
And then how about you?
Wow. Well, I just kind of fill in. I do everything, like
She does.
a little bit of everything. I help with the chores, scheduling. I do a lot of scheduling between Neal and the kids, and an AI schedule when we need to freeze brand, like he was talking about donor
she's
reset.
being modest. She does all of our business records, and
I do.
she has really taken control of our marketing plan, and she AIs cows when they need AI'd.
Lately, I've tried to step up our social media presence. We now have Facebook and Instagram accounts, which can be fun to post on there, and a website. We're in the process of really beefing up our website because right now I think social media and those kind of things are really where we need to be with our marketing.
So you guys are starting to utilize a cooperative herd. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, as a way to get more registered bull calves to offer our customers, we've started cooperative agreements with a couple of commercial cow-calf operations where we take embryos from our best cows, implant them in their cows, and when the calves are weaned, we take them back. We pay them market price plus a premium, and it's a good agreement for them and us. It's a way for us to keep our numbers up and steadily increase the quality of our genetics by getting more calves from our very best cows.
So what was your guys' motivation to use those cooperative herds?
Well, I'd say 2-3 years ago, we actually rented more ground at that time, and it was further away from our home base, you could say. It became just not feasible. It was too hard to move the cows, to get to the cows, to check the cows, to AI the cows. And we found with starting to use the cooperating herds that we can keep everything here within a decent sized radius where we can still get the work done that way.
Yeah, it helps us monitor the cows that we do own a little better rather than have them such a long distance from home. And I think it's a good agreement for us and the cooperator herd. We both get value out of it.
A win-win.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. And we'll be back after these messages from our sponsors.
I'm a patient of Kansas Regenerative Medicine in Manhattan. I had stem cell therapy in my hips and my left knee. My wife and I both are patients. We went down there the same day in November. Since then, my hips are feeling a lot better. I can work now most of the day if I want to. And before, if I worked in the morning, I was done in the afternoon, or if I worked in the afternoon, I was sure enough done for the rest of the day.
We do business with Blueville because of the quality of their work. It is excellent quality, and because they make a commitment to their customers.
We enjoy the benefits of hiring a good company to help us maintain this home.
We will always do business with Blueville. We have for many, many years, and there's no reason for us to look for any other service.
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices. Next time you see a beautiful field of corn, reach out and thank the farmers who work tirelessly to raise corn for livestock feed, renewable fuels, and exports to feed a growing world population. The farmers on the Kansas Corn Commission work for Kansas Corn with grower-funded checkoff dollars that support foreign and domestic market development, research, promotion, and education to expand opportunities for Kansas farmers. To learn more, visit kscorn.com. That's My Farm is brought to you in part by Tallgrass Commodities, big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Welcome back. I'm Mikhalya, DeMott, your guest host. So first off, Marya, you talked about the marketing tools that you guys use. What is fun about that for you, and how do you really use those?
Well, with the Facebook, I try to incorporate daily tasks on the ranch, some that may seem mundane, but I like for our customers to see the day-to-day, to know how we produce the bulls, and work with the cattle. I post, sometimes I post stuff about the kids, or just little quips or things that happen on a day-to-day basis. I've recently started using Instagram, which can be fun to mess with the different ways to put pictures on there. But what I think is that more and more people, that's where they go. They go there first. And so we need to have a presence there. We also do print ads and your more traditional marketing as well. But I feel like Facebook, Instagram, the website allows us to be a little more creative with those things.
And you mentioned about use those to market your bulls. Tell me a little bit, Neal, how about the bulls that you guys do sell.
Yeah, right now we sell about 70 bulls, and they will be anywhere from yearlings to 2-year-old bulls when we sell them, and we sell them private treaty to mostly local customers. I'd say most of our customers are within a 50-mile radius. And the great thing about private treaty is it allows us to spend some extra time with each customer, get to know them, get to know their needs a little better. And we feel like we can really deliver the genetics that they need, that way. So,
what are some things that you do prior to selling those bulls to get them prepared?
We are collecting DNA data now to genomically enhance our EPDs more than just what birth weights and weaning weights and yearling weights can do. So we feel like we're giving them a much more accurate picture of the genetics that those bulls have to offer, and should allow them to select genetics that fit their needs better and be more profitable.
And what are some other plans that you guys have for marketing your business when it comes to Facebook, Instagram, and your website? What are some things in the future?
I would say I would definitely want to increase the distance that our bulls go, and increase amount of customers that we have. And certainly we love the repeat customers, but adding new ones, it would be great.
Yeah.
Thank you. And we'll be back after these messages from our sponsors.
KFRM is one of the largest farm radio stations in the nation, dedicated to informing and entertaining rural listeners from northern Oklahoma to southwestern Nebraska. You can catch KFRM in many ways. Of course, 550 on the AM dial, streaming at kfrm.com, or on your smartphone by going to the TuneIn Radio app, or on Ag AM in Kansas on Tuesdays, and Facebook every day of the week. KFRM, tune us in. You'll be glad you did.
Person who's involved in ag production, cattle ranching, Bill Rischel here in North Platte, told me about Kansas regenerative medicine. And after talking to Dr. Pope, we did a lot of reading and researching, looking on the internet about it. I guess the thing that impressed me is that he told me, he said, if we don't think it's going to help you, we're not going to do it. And I thought that was a very good approach. I'm a former athlete, played college basketball, played overseas after college, had some severe trauma on the right ankle, right knee, joint in my hand also. This brace is what I had to wear all the time. Now I don't wear this during the day. That's a real improvement for me. My knee doesn't bother me. This joint came around quick. was the first thing I noticed improving. You can see in the background here there's different fish and game that I hunt. Ability to walk was impacting my outdoor endeavors. I think it's really valuable, and encourage anybody that's interested to go down and at least do a consultation with them.
This is Eric Stonestreet, and as many of you know, I love my home state of Kansas. In March, Kansas ranchers lost homes, equipment, and thousands of cattle from the largest wildfires in the state's history. Imagine losing all you have in a fire. Not just your house, but your livelihood. Ranchers are beginning to rebuild, but it will take years and tens of millions of dollars to build back herds, fences, and other infrastructure. Today, I'm asking you to help. Donate what you can and show your support to the ranchers of Kansas. Simply go to kansasfires.com. Your donation is tax deductible and will go to those who need it the most.
That's My Farm is brought to you in part by Tallgrass Commodities. Big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Welcome back to That's My Farm. I'm Mikhalya, DeMott, your guest host. So Neal, tell me what the future looks like for Nemaha Valley Cattle Company.
Well, first of all, we're really proud of the fact that we're coming up on our 25th anniversary in 2018 being in the seed stock business, and we think that's a big accomplishment because what I've read is the average seed stock producer only lasts 7 years in the business. So what I see coming in the future is us continuing to use every technology we can to improve our genetics, and use every technology we can to improve our marketing, and also try to find a way to incorporate the next generation into this operation. So that's what I see.
Awesome. So your 4 kids, what do they do around here, and how do they play into the day-to-day operations?
Well, if you ask them, they would say they're very much in charge around here. But our daughter, she kind of has her own niche. She's pretty into doing horse shows and horse things, and that's okay because she can use the horse to help out around here. Our boys are into, well, our oldest son, he has five of his own heifers that he bought with his own money. So he's 11, and so he's recently started his own herd. All of them love to show, and we go around to several shows a year.
Yeah.
We've done the National Junior Angus Show, and they love getting involved that way.
It was a great experience for them. And of course, we do the county fair and some local livestock shows.
But mostly we use them day to day. I mean, they're out there doing the chores and feeding the bottle calves, and when we're working cattle, they're right there at the chute, either pushing or, hey, Dad, did you give that one a shot? You know,
making sure we do it right. Yeah.
Things like that. And you know, I think we're unique in that we are first generation ourselves, in that we want to hand what we've built down to them someday.
Your kids play a very large part in the future of your ranch, but what are some future goals that you guys have set for yourselves?
Well, I think we want to increase the number of bulls that we market annually, but we're pretty happy with the current size of our cow herd. So any future expansion, I think the cooperator herds are kind of our tool to go that way. But definitely we want to increase the number of bulls that we're marketing, and we're going to use embryo transplant and cooperator herds to achieve that goal.
Okay, thank you. And thank you guys for watching this episode. Stay tuned next week for the next episode of That's My Farm.
Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com.